Okay, so they're saying for an arithmetic sequence, a sub 8 is 62. If the common difference is 8, find a1, the first term, the sum of the first 57 terms. Okay, I'm going to change this problem to make it more interesting. Let me say the common difference is negative 8. I'll make it more interesting. All right, so here we go. So yeah, this is not easy. This is definitely not easy. So step number 1. First off, they set it to arithmetic. So that means I'm going to use the arithmetic formula. So let's go get the arithmetic formula. So if you go to the notes, here it is, arithmetic sequence. There's the nth term formula. an is a1 plus n minus 1d. So I'll do the arithmetic formula. an is a1 plus n minus 1d. Okay, let's plug in what we can. A1, I don't know A1. N minus 1, I don't know much. Well, what do I know? I know D, right over here. Difference, this is D, is negative 8. So pop that in. Now careful, that negative 8 has got to be multiplied, right? That makes sense? It's not a subtraction of 8 because look in the original formula there. It's D right next to the parentheses n minus 1. That means times. So careful not to make that subtract 8. It's multiplied by 8. Okay. So now what am I going to do from there? Well, they're telling me, well, yeah, let me distribute this. I'm going to distribute that. So I get an is a1 minus 8n plus 8. Okay. And then they're telling me right here that if you plug in 8 for n, plug in 8 for n, you'll get 62. So in other words, a sub 8 is a1 minus 8, and then right there, plug in 8. So you see what I did? There's a lot of 8s there, I know. I plugged in 8 for n, right? That's what that means, a sub 8. Remember, it's a sub n, so the n is 8 there. So I plugged in n for 8, n for 8, and then that tells me that a sub 8, well, and what is a sub 8? Yeah, a sub 8 right here, 62. So 62, a sub 8 is 62, is a1 minus 8 times 8, 64 plus 8. That means 62 is a1, I don't know, what is that, minus 56? Yeah. And then finish solving for a1, you can add 56 to both sides. Boom. A1 is 118, 118? A1's 118. All right, so we got A1. That was their first question. Find A1, we did it. Now question 2 is find the sum of the first 57 terms. Ooh. All right, let's do it. Step 2, sum of the first, well, the first, I should write the first 57 terms. How do we do that? Well, for that, we're going to have to go to the sum formula. So coming on down here. Here is the S sub n formula right here. Well, no, that's just the words. Here's the S sub n formula. Wait, that's geometric. What am I doing? See how yeah, maybe it's I meant to do it. Yeah, I'm doing this on purpose. That's right. No, it's a mess up, but maybe it's helpful to you. I'll try to turn it for your good. Don't accidentally grab geometric like I just did. Come up here. We're arithmetic, right? Arithmetic sum, because there's a sum for arithmetic and geometric, right? They both have an a sub n formula and an s sub n for arithmetic, and an a sub n and s sub n for geometric. Remember where you're at. We're in arithmetic, and now we want the sum. There it is. It's s sub n is n over 2, a1 plus an, or you could use this other one. I'm just going to go with the main one. N over 2, a1 plus an. Okay, so coming back to see, it's arithmetic. So grab the arithmetic one. The arithmetic sum, which is s sub n, is n over 2, a1 plus an. Okay, now what is that? Well, what we're going to do is we say, okay, do we know n? But what are these different things? N, I don't know where to write it here. A1 is the first term. n is the last term, or the nth term, whatever. N is the number of terms. So 57 terms, so n is 57, huh? And the first term, we just found that in the last problem we just finished up. Last part we just did, 118, that's the first term, plus, now what's the last term? I don't know. I don't know the last term. Right, I don't, but I do know the a sub n formula. A sub n, right over here. Look at that. Plug it in. A1 plus n minus 1d. You see that? See how I just plugged in the a sub n formula right here? Right, it's right over here. So just plug it in, because I don't know a sub n, so just plug that in. Okay, let's crank it out. What do we got? A sub n equals 57 over 2. What's that? I don't know. That's 28.5. Let me do that in red. This is going to be plus, and again, they're asking me for A1 again. What's A1? Well, I just 118 again. Plus n, now what's n? Well, n is 57 again, right? Again, n is the number of terms, 57. Minus 1 times d, what's d? D is right here, -8. I am running out of room in a hurry here, huh? -8, and then my bracket. It's getting messy, it's out of control. So, all right, so let me get a little more room here. It's getting complex. So bring it over here. S sub n equals 28.5 times, lots of terms here, 118 plus 118 plus 57 minus 1 is 56 times -8, right? Times d right here. See that? N minus 1 times d times -8. Don't subtract 8. It's times -8 on that. All right. And so S sub n equals, we're almost there. So I'm just going to combine all these on my calculator, right? Just do that. I'm getting -212 when I did all that. And then just multiply that by 28.5, and S sub n equals minus 6042. So there we go, minus, that's the answer that's going to go in that second blank, minus 6042. All right, let's run over that again. How did we do that? That was not easy. So first off, we saw it's arithmetic. So I grabbed the arithmetic a sub n formula. And they told me that d was -8. So I put in d was -8 right out there. And then they told me the 8th term. So plug in 8 for n right here. Right, well, then I distributed, got to here. Plug in 8 for n and 8 for n there. And a sub 8, they told me 62. So 62, this allowed me to solve for a1, got a1. And then the second part, they wanted the sum. So I had to grab the sum formula, which is S sub n is n over 2, a1 plus an. And then I knew n, number of terms, 57 terms. A1, first term 118, but I didn't know an, the last term. So I had to, but I had this formula over here for a sub n. And so I plugged that in, which is in blue, a1 plus n minus 1d. And again, I had to plug in a1 a second time, 118, and then n, 57 terms, d minus 8, worked all that out, and I was able to get the sum of the first 57 terms. There we go.